Do you not know how to swindle a position from a complete loss into a glorious win? Well, probably your opponents will know, so don't be the guy losing winning position without glorious stories about you actually swindling a completely losing position into a win. But how do we swindle completely losing positions? Let me show you. Previous video we saw how I came into a pretty drawn position, and the position looked quite dead. But I just put my pieces actively and just tried to put them in the center. And I had just a slight weakness and exploited that weakness until I got a advantage because he blundered. Can I get another match? Thank you. Facing a basically 1800. So let's see. Probably a car come. Which line do we play? The exchange. He's playing the main line, which is quite annoying. Don't play this. Oh, is this a setup that I play? It's annoying. It's very annoying. I don't have anything prepared against my own setup, so I know this is the best move, but after takes and takes, I have to play with this weak pawn, and I don't wanna. So I think I will play it as a semi-Slav, and I know this is a worse variation, but I'll just set it up as if it was a semi-Slav, except I played my knight here instead of... Yeah, but I mean, it will be fine. I should just prepare this pawn break, even though I could have done it immediately, but this will always be weak. That's quite annoying. I didn't think of that, even preparing this afterwards. Like here, take, and I still have that weak pawn. So, I don't think I want to go for that plan. Maybe instead go for the minority attack, because we do see this Karlbach structure. And my opponent is stopping me in quite brutal fashion. If I go here, you plant your knight. Can I just completely ignore you? And then you get this. That looks quite annoying. If I go here, you plant yourself in. Take. That looks quite annoying. Do I need my queen here instantly so that after this I can... That looks dumb. I mean, my queen isn't doing anything here, is it? So maybe going here, just asking for the trade, and if you go here, maybe take, and play against the weakness, and you can go here, and I'll make pawn breaks. Yeah, I think I should ask for this trade. My position is a bit clamped. I am slightly restricted. Therefore, trades will benefit me. I had a game where I could sack mine. Oh no, but it was because a queen pin. Yeah, so I should unpin, which is very frustrating. Or I could take with an attack on your rook, but if you take a piece, I take a piece, I take a piece, you take a piece. And I can continue my plan so that does not look all too bad. I want to trade off this knight because it will be annoying. You can do this attacking my queen. And I mean, I don't really have anything. If I could take anything with a check, it would be a working tactic, but can't even attack your queen, so nothing worth calculating. Now you did go for that. So first of all, do you have the threat of stopping my pawn breaks or making a pawn break? If you go here, take, Then I get a lot of open lines towards your pawns, so I don't think I care, but maybe I should play this. Just to stop it. It does make a weak square, but quite difficult to exploit it. Okay, now you are trying to take, so I have to kick your bishop. And now you have to waste the move on your bishop, so I can waste the move on mine and it will be fine. If you were not forced to go back and you just stuck, then I don't have to waste the move on my bishop. But now that you did this, I can do this and we are quite even on tempos. Yeah, that looks slightly annoying. I should develop, which is not an easy given. This is the threat, so let's stop it. First of all, he has a threat, just stop it. And other than that, this knight looks nice, but like, what is he actually doing? And maybe I have a plan to go here, maybe sack or take it, and after here, take. I don't blunder infiltration. I could kick your knight, maybe take, make this pawn break so I can maybe have a passed pawn. I have plans. I just have to stop this threat first. Which makes it so that you might have some weird tactics with sacrifices to get in here, but they don't work, and I can just move my queen, recapture here, and I should be fine, so they all don't work. But I should keep an eye on that. And if I can move a rook here, I'm controlling this, I'm attacking this, and I'm pinning that. Yeah, a lot of my opponents play that. In this occasion, I do understand why, because you're taking away this option. So if I go here, you take, I don't have a check, so I have to recapture, take, and now that looks... I do get open lines though, but I don't think it's that good though. So let's just take an open line, and if you want to go here after takes and takes, I think my center is okay. And I have an open rook for it. I mean, my pieces are slightly worse for sure, but... I can put my bishop here, which is not already useful. I could make this pawn break. Okay, so what if I take, then I let this in? Okay, that's stupid, so I should let you take. And what if I make this pawn break? Then you have take, that was stupid. So what if I go here so that after takes? What if I take with the queen? Is that any good? Probably not. So I think here take. So you have take. Here, yes, that's correct. Cool. So take, and I have to stop the right filtration here after takes and takes. So if I go, where do I go? Probably here, so that after this I have a threat, and if you push I can take and have open lines. And if I do this, I stop your infiltration. If takes and takes, I defend my bishop if needed. So I think this is nice. Like, it's just a good coordination. I just stop. Did I not think about take, you go here? Oh, that's dumb. That is dumb. So if you take, and then I take, you can get in here. I should have thought of that, for sure. So takes here, and now king here looks dumb enough. No, that just sacks a rook for no reason. So I should move my rook, and after takes and takes, you can take and take, and my king is in the open. Oh, am I screwed? Do I not have a threat if your knight moves? Like, I can infiltrate with my queen, but there's nowhere to infiltrate to. That's quite annoying. And if I sack my rook for check, you can just hide in the corner and there's nothing. Crazy. That's crazy. If bishop check, you go here, I have queen check, and I at least win the bishop. So that would be a nice line, but in this line, I think I'm quite screwed. Here, here. Have to move the rook, and if you take, I can queen take. So that if take, I can take with the rook. Okay, maybe this is fine. So here, rook there, and if you take, I can take with the queen. Leaving you with the bishop pair, for sure. But, I mean, yeah, I only have my bad bishop, so I should be slightly losing. And I did kill my threat of this. I mean, wasn't all too much of a threat anyway, because you could just take. But maybe even sacking a pawn for some open lines is nice, I don't know. So you could be a dork and just go back, but the draw is +1 for me, just very, very boring. He should take my bishop for sure. Because, I mean, it's just... and then my knight is pinned, so you can play bishop to bishop to h7. And I cannot take that because my queen will be hanging. Yeah, so I think I am screwed. But maybe with rook c6 I can play b4 without hanging my a6 pawn. So maybe I find a way. But it looks a bit of a sticky position. So I don't know what you're thinking about. Like, all of my pawns are on light squares, which means my light square bishop is a dork, and which means my dark square bishop is quite strong. And you are thinking, should I take or not? Obviously you should take. This is a brain dead move, just take. Wow. Wow. So I can go here, you take a pawn, I can check, you hide in the corner. Yeah, that does not look all too good actually. I can do this with the checkmate threat, which is just, I don't know, something stupid to note. Maybe it's useful. So, if I do this, you're forced to take, after which I can take, probably take, and I still don't have any infiltration or anything. So, what has to happen? I don't know what has to happen, but I feel like I should try to not give up my bishop and save this pawn, and I don't think that's actually possible. I have no infiltration nor any threat. I can give a checkmate threat, but after takes, I can take, get in, maybe. Knight moves back, and I don't actually have a threat sick. It's a fancy line, so here, you're pretty forced to take, and after takes and takes, if I go here instantly, threatening absolutely nothing, yeah, then I just look down. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. So your threat is to take, and then I have to go back probably. So what if I make counterplay first? Just to make everything chaotic. Because I feel quite losing. Yeah, I think I should just make counterplay, and I don't even have to calculate. Everything that I calculate here is quite losing, so let's just give up a pawn for chaos. Because chaos is my only friend in these types of positions, I am quite screwed. And, I mean, my opponent played a very good game. I don't even know where I was bad. Like, I mean, in the opening, I went pretty bad in the opening, but I played the same opening, so I will learn 4 black and white. Which is quite nice. If you take, the most annoying thing about it is that now my bishop is attacked again. My bishop is defending my knight, so I don't have to break my pawn structure. So if you just ignore me and you take, and I take, after take, rook takes, queen takes, you can take, I have to take, and then my king is unsafe, you can just take, and I am maybe threatening some check with some pressure here. So if you move your bishop, I can check, king leaves, okay, now I have to. So if I queen take, then everything is defended. He's attacking. He should not be trading pieces except if he sees like a very specific benefit to it. Maybe this is your benefit, but I will snap take. Now my bishop is opened up. So I don't believe that that is your benefit. That's my benefit for sure. I mean, after here takes, maybe bishop takes, leaving your pawn structure bad, but this is quite strong maybe. But I should have more threats after that, so I don't know. Maybe I... No, because you can take. Oh no, you can take. I have to take with the rook. Take, and I cannot take because this is a pin. But after take, and take, I can take with a check, and you have to leave this pin, and then I can... Oh no. Oh, you cannot bishop take, obviously. So I can check. Oh, but then you can block. Oh, so you can take this, I can give a check, and you can block, and I'm not actually attacking your bishop anymore. Oh, but this is still pinned. Oh, so that's nice. So here, take, bishop takes. I can block, blundering the tactic of take, rook takes, rook can take, actually. But then this isn't a pin anymore, and that's a pin still, so that should be fine. Yeah, I think trading was quite bad, and going for counterplay was probably not the engine preferred move, but very practical. You can, by the way, maybe take. And I'll figure it out. You can block. That looks a bit annoying. Oh, but then I have takes, which threatens your queen. And if you take... Oh, this is still defended, so I cannot take with the rook. But you sacked the rook for it, so maybe I can take with the rook, take, and now I have this strong pass pawn. Oh, what did you do? Bishop there, why? What's the benefit of letting my rook? Can I ignore? Take with a check? I don't think so. So, I mean, I only have one move. Let's just play it and not cry. You have check, I can slide, and I don't know. Like, the one benefit you have is that I cannot capture, but I don't have to. Like, this is not a mating threat. If you check, I can just slide, and now you have to be careful of something I don't see yet. So my position is probably still quite bad, but I'm figuring things out slowly. So, I mean, I should calculate like here to, okay, so you move. If you take, that's a forced queen trade. If I take, you take. I take, rook takes. I can take, and you cannot block me because I have rook here. I think this threat is more threatening than this. So, yeah, let me just play it. I should have used more time. Anyway, so if you take, I can take, and you cannot recapture my queen because I can take, and now you have to stop promotion, and if you stop promotion by rook here, I can check you and win a rook. I do have to be careful of takes, and if rook takes, you check, but I can always retreat my rook, and you don't actually have a threat. You could check me, but then I can go here, you check me. Oh, that's a draw. Except if I take your bishop, but then you win my rook. So if my threat is great enough, I can go for that. If my threat isn't great enough, I can take the draw. Now I maybe have the added benefit of this development if your queen leaves. So if takes, rook takes to develop, you have take, rook takes. Do you have a threat? It looks like it, but where is it? What if I just ignorantly take? You can take, rook takes, rook check, I go here. You can check to win my rook. I can come here, you can check me, and that's just a draw. I did just win a couple of pawns, but I also lost one, so I think I'm only up one pawn in a quite complicated position where my bishop is horrible. So I think that I should take the draw, because otherwise I lose my rook and my bishop is still very passive. So I think if it comes down to it, I should absolutely take the draw. You go for this. So takes, and you have to go back to stop me. Oh, your bishop still sees this. What if I go here? You have to defend. I have nothing there. So I take a pawn, you have to block. You could also block with the bishop, which is quite annoying. And I mean, oh no, you cannot block, so you have to play this, and I mean, that has to be good for me, right? If you do this, I still have... Oh, but that's losing. Oh, maybe it's not losing instantly. Your rook is defended. You can just move your king, which is very annoying. Oh, and you can block. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I mean, looks like I didn't even have a threat at all. So now let's just simplify and probably make a draw or something somewhere. I cannot save my pawn, so let's activate my rook and probably bishop. If you take, I take. Now I have this passed pawn, but it's the opposite color bishop endgame, so it should be a draw. Probably not taking is his best option, but um, I don't know. Okay, that's annoying indeed. Hmm. So do I go for this and this? Oh, knight here, bishop here, GG. Cool, cool, cool. So maybe let's just activate my bishop or something, I don't know. Maybe put a rook here. I have no clue. If knight here, is this annoying? Probably, yeah. Yeah, should be annoying. I could have this tactic though. If you take my rook, I take your rook, and then so if I just go here, you don't have this threat, so that looks nice. If you go here, I don't know. You're giving my knight a bit more control, maybe. Like, here, go there, you push your pawn, and I can just get in here, attacking you. And, I mean, this should all lead to just the same barricade. And I'm controlling your infiltration square, which is nice. You could infiltrate with a rook here, but I should be fine. Yeah, that's your only way to defend that. If I go for this and play this, which is annoying, so that's infiltrate like this. Now I'm attacking that again. You probably have to push it. Then I could, oh, you cannot push this, I can just evade. But then you do have check. Not instantly, but it's a bit too. Oh, you can't just do that instantly, okay, so if I go here, you can just do this. If I go for this, you can, yeah, that's a pin. If I go here, you could try to come back. I could come here if you go there. I mean, making a draw isn't the worst thing in the world. Oh, I should defend this pawn as well. So if I go here, you can attack. I can defend. You can take. I can attack. I mean, I don't know. So I should defend this pawn and don't pin myself. If I do it like this, I cannot do this because of mate, so let's just play it safe. Now you can just push this, I think. If I go here, you can take, by the way. Okay, so take. Take. Attack your rook. Maybe has to move. I mean, I don't know, this should all lead to a draw. I'm at a slight disadvantage, but it shouldn't be felt. Yeah, you take. And attack your rook. You have to move. I will wish I could shift my attention to your king somehow. I mean, I cannot move. What if I go here? Take. I don't think that's good for me, actually. I don't know, we'll probably just shuffle pieces or something. You go here. And I can just come back. You could move. I'm not blockading your advancement. That's maybe a problem. Here, there. If I go here, right? So I can check, you go here, and if I do this, you can just totally block me. Sick. Take. Check, go there, go here. You can just totally block it. That's annoying. And I have to allow this, which is probably very bad. But I can make this barricades, probably. And maybe try to push mine. Okay. Are there actual threats? Like, what's your threat? Looks scary, but... I don't know, let's go for the open foul, maybe. If you attack me, I can just... I don't know. If you push, I can push, and I always have these types of barricades going, I think. So my strength is probably that I have a knight for a bishop, so I should make a barricade on the color of my bishop. What are you trying to do? Defend the pawn with the bishop so that your rook can move. If I do this, is this annoying? I can move. If you go there, I can push. I mean, my pawn is defended. If you attack it either way, I can always move. So that shouldn't be the problem. And if you try this... I have to move and defend my knight. That was quite close. Hmm. Do you want like this or like this? If I do this, you can always push and I'm not actually threatening anything, am I? So I cannot barricade you here because my knight is not actually helping. By the way, I should calculate this, but I'm not in time. Can I go here, here, push? I mean, you have a lot of variables like pushing to control this. So it shouldn't work. So let's not sacrifice. If I go here, you go there. I have a hard time leaving somewhere useful. I, by the way, have check 2 first, and if you go here, I have absolutely nothing, so probably leaving here instantly, which has the downside that I'm not actually able to control this anymore, except if I can go here, which will probably not allow me. So I mean, this is the only logical move. Why would you go there? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Takes with the rook. I have to go here. Check. Could come back. I mean, let's risk it all. Check here, check, come back. I don't have anything to play for anymore, except for praying that I survive this. I have to go here. If I go there, you can just check, discovery check me, so I have to go here. Check I can take, check I can just come back, and your rook has to be defended by this. I could have some tactic in oh, you cannot do this, I control that. I could have some type of tactic in the future with take, but that only works if your rook is on this diagonal, so it shouldn't work. And I understand what you're doing, but can you actually, if I go here, you play a rook there, I cannot actually defend my pawn anymore, which is crazy. So, oh, also your threat is to go here, and I can't even stop that. Oh, so if I go here, you give me a check. I have to block. You cannot pin me, which is huge. Okay, so I have to go here, otherwise rook there is too strong, and if you give me a check, I have to block. Yeah, let's block. You could do this. I can not go there. So you go here, and I am losing a piece. But my pawn is strong, and that's probably my only strength. The problem is that you can always trade your bishop off, so if I have to lose a piece, yeah, I'm screwed. Here I can go there, so that take I can take. So I'm not losing a piece yet. If you go here, I have this. Yeah, so I'm not losing a piece yet. But you can always push this, and all of a sudden this is controlled, that you can always sacrifice your bishop. I mean, that doesn't look all too useful. I should think. I should think. Yeah, I don't know, let's just move one up and it doesn't look like you actually have a threat. Like, is check a threat? I can just come up, check. Maybe that's a threat. What if I do this? This is maybe a clutch move. I'm controlling your checks and attacking your pawn. If I can win this pawn, I have the only threat. So you probably should take, so that if I push, you can put a rook here and I cannot defend. Yeah. So take a rook here and I can still not defend. I can do this. Okay, so now this. I didn't think of any threat, which is absolutely horrible. I mean, I have a minute 20. I can justify being lazy like that. So I have take. You're up a pawn, but my pawn is far more threatening. Except it's actually quite difficult to push. I could check, come here, push, come here and push. And especially if you give up your dark squared bishop, you should preserve your dark squared bishop to control the A1 square for sure. So this is quite a very annoying position, but I mean, gotta play the hand I'm dealt. Yeah, so take, probably bishop here. If I do this, take, you put a rook behind it, and I'm screwed. I should try to put my rook behind it, which is not easy. If you go here, I can push. If you put a rook behind it, I'm actually defending there. I don't understand that move. Okay, so now I can push. Oh, you're controlling this. That is your point. But if you move behind, I can push and it's defended. And I can try this. If I go here and you attack, okay. Check. That's not a check, what am I saying? You cannot sack your rook. So you're up a pawn, but it doesn't feel like it. So if I do this, you have. Oh, you don't control that. If I check, you come here. That doesn't matter. If I do this, so that I can come here and push, and I still control this square, so you cannot actually attack. You can check, I can hide. If you attack, I can take. If I go here, you cannot do this, which is quite nice. So this would actually... Oh, I still control this, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, now I can go for this. And you can attack. But I can make a queen. You take. I can take because it's not a check. And if you take with the rook... I can just run. Then you have this fork. But then I can take your rook. So this is possible. I make a queen. If you rook take, I go here, you have fork, but then I can take your rook. I think I swindled this, but I'm not quite confident yet. I mean, if I actually win this, I just did it by pushing a passed pawn, which is something we learned like 2 and 3 videos ago, how I I had like one or two pawn. I had two pawns extra, and the engine wanted to sacrifice one to push the other, so he has to allocate a piece to stop my pawn, and now it's felt as if I have an extra piece. And he has a two pawn advantage, a one pawn advantage, but I mean, this pawn is just very strong, and it will be queen except if you sack a rook for it. If you sack a rook for it, your one pawn advantage isn't felt at all. So yeah, it will not be an easy conversion though, but I should try to force trades. Let me think about this. Check, you go here, and that does look useless. Um, Let me just pin an attack. Okay, so let me just pin. You have to move indeed. I can. I don't know what to do. I don't know. This feels very blunderable for some reason. Like, pawns are scary, but I think if I can just stop him from advancing, and I mean, here, check. I should try to bring you in a 6-1. Yeah, so I can ask a trade, you cannot take it. And then I have more control. And with more control, I should be able to win. Yeah, so that has no threat. I can move in. I should find a way to post threads though. If I don't have threads, I'm not actually winning this. I mean, it's very difficult because I have to win this pawn, but I have to attack it via a light square, which is not easy to access. Maybe my rook should defend from the sides. You have the threat of advancing now, so if I go here, you push. I cannot take because takes is a draw. I cannot give up my rook. So if I go here, you advance. I can take this though, so that should be fine. So I think my rook should defend from the sides. You cannot advance. You could come here, but I have check. If you go there, I can attack. If this I can take, attack. You can come back. This is a check. You have to go here, and I can just take. So that's a winning line. You only have 18 seconds, which will help me severely. If you go here, I can do this. Yeah, so you don't have a threat, so let's just attack. If you go back, I can pin. You have to unpin. And then I should be able to do something. I could check, take, check. Is that winning? I'm not confident. I could go here, but then you do this with a check. I have to take, and this is a draw. If I do this, check, go here, check, go there. Oh, I can also check, but if you come here, Um, then I have to go a long way back. Yeah, this check should be better, I think. If you take, I take with a check. You come here, I can instantly attack. You should defend, and then I can move a rook. Yeah, that's also a line, but now I can move. If you take my bishop, it's the same thing. You don't have useful checks. If you pin, it's the same thing, and I think this is winning. He might run out of time. Oh, he did run out of time. Okay, so that was a very, very long instructive game. I played for 54 minutes. Well, if you're still here, subscribe because you obviously enjoy this. So we had this normal Caro-Kann. I played this line myself. I know this is the best move, and now this bishop was horrible. Like, I didn't want to play the spawn break because this would be weak. So I played it semi-sloth to try and play the spawn break, but didn't do it because the spawn would be weak. So that was stupid. I should have this prepared better. Best move, best move, best move, best move. That's not optimal. I go for the wrong plan. The engine wants to make this pawn break still. And this is a mistake. Should have gone here so that take, you just move your knight with an attack, and now I can make this blockade and low key. Yeah. Take is bad, cuz. Oh, I can just slowly attack. I don't have to rush. If you have to rush, I can attack your knight. Yeah, you can counter attack. Take. Oh, I can't just sack my knight. Oh, if you take, I take back with the knight, and if you take my knight, I can take your bishop. Yeah, fair enough. Now this is still hanging, and it's trapped, actually. Okay, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful line. So after this sack my knight, you have to take in order to... Knight takes, controlling this, and now you have to sack the pawn. And I don't even have to take, I can just fork you, which is a brilliant move. You can take my knight, and I can take your knight. Now I have this sniper diagonal and this sniper. And this is a completely equal game, but I have activated my pieces, and I'm in a endgame where I have a king-side majority against a queen-side majority, but I have a bishop and open lines, and it's more difficult for you. Yeah, so takes is bad, cuz takes, queen takes, and this is just a draw. After takes and takes, I lose one tempo. You can take this file, and I have to develop. And now it's more difficult to coordinate my rooks on the open files. That's the point. So I have to find a brilliant move though, but yeah, I didn't see this idea, but I should have broken open the center from the first move. I know it's the best move, I don't know why I didn't play it. So here I'm slightly losing, this is a big mistake. You... Wow, this is just a pin. Am I dumb? Oh god. Yeah, okay, I just completely blundered a pawn. He didn't take, I attack, you didn't do the right thing. I still blundered the pawn. This is a mistake, and I finally find the best move. Not even because I noticed this tactic, I just wanted to stop this. So that was a horrible sequence, a horrible sequence of moves. Yeah, he stopped my plan quite nicely, but this does make weaknesses, but quite inexploitable. The engine just wants to sack this pawn apparently. Take, and then take, and now I sacrifice my pawn structure, but I have a more active bishop, which is more important. So that's a mistake, this is a mistake, that was horrible, take, knight there, and I'm totally losing. That the best move. I went for counterplate and it's the best move that. Now I feel like a grandmaster even though I'm losing to an 1800. I don't care. So yeah, takes is horrible. He should have taken, but I saw takes, which is the best move. And after takes, I have... Oh no, I didn't see that move at all. So problem being, I have to save my bishop. That's just not really a difficult... I thought about this. Which loses to queen here, sacrificing this pawn. And, oh, you just want to go for this? Nope, you have check. I can take. But you check, and it's a maiden tree, because I have to block and you take and you checkmate. Okay. So he has mate threats all of a sudden, that's crazy. Yeah, okay, I was just totally losing. I went for counterplay, trading off was horrible. He just lets my pieces maneuver. Now I have takes, and yeah, that was a horrible move. You should have taken, and then I could have taken, which is the best move. And here, I have an active rook, but you have two active rooks, and my rook isn't that significant. What if I take? You have bishop sacrifice, and I cannot take because of this fork. So I have to move, and now you can retreat with an attack. I can pin you. You can unpin yourself. And I don't know why this is a worse line, and I'm up 2 points of material, but I'm totally losing, which is hilarious. That's crazy. So, I mean, yeah, I saw this whole sequence. That was quite terrible. I take this as a massive blunder. Now it's a draw. I can take that the best move, best move. That's a great move. Yeah, everything is losing except for that. I didn't see. Best move, best move, best move. I played very clutch. Best move, fine move, fine move. That is slightly inaccurate. I should have traded this, but then I thought it was a complete knight versus bishop endgame, which should favor him. So I didn't want to trade that for the complications. I found the best move. This is fine. The engine wants to trade again, but I don't want to trade bishops. Take, yeah, that was inaccurate. I felt like somewhere here I lost a bit of my threads. Engine wants this. And I do not see a thread at all. Like, what if you just come closer? Trading bishops again. I don't want to trade. I don't know. The engine is very trade happy. So take, I attack you, you come back, I have to go back as well. You can post threats, and this is an accuracy, but that blunders it instantly. Yeah, you should have pushed the pawn for sure. I cannot make a light square barricade here. I can try here, so after push I would have gone here, trying to make this light square barricade, but if I have to barricade your pawn, that's what we saw 2 and 3 episodes ago, so you have an extra pawn, you should push the pawn until it's a threat. If it's a threat, your opponent has to allocate a piece to defend it, and now it feels as if you are up a piece instead of up a pawn, because up a pawn isn't felt, up a piece is felt. So he has to push, I will have to make a barricade, and if I barricade something, I will have to defend my pawns in a fashion which makes a fortress, and if I'm incapable of making the fortress, I will lose this pawn. I will have to keep defending this. You could attack my pawns and my king. You could bring your king and I'm totally screwed. So I blundered completely. This is bad because you can shift your attention, which you did. What's the difference between this and what happened in the game? Takes here and this just happened in the game, right? And then you did this. This is the mistake, okay. Yeah, this looks like what happened in the game and I did not see it, so that counts as a blunder, fair enough. So that's a blunder. I have to trade bishops again. Yeah, apparently this is losing. Best move, fine move, and you should have just pushed your pawn. And that's a mistake, but that's horrible. So I'm still losing here, which is crazy. So check is an inaccuracy. Best move, best move, best move, best move. Fine move, but trading is horrible. Yeah, that's exactly what I saw. So you have to just stop my pawn, and I cannot stop you from stopping my pawn. And now you're just up a pawn and a bishop for a knight. And if you trade this, the problem being that my promotion square is a dark square, so now you have to stop it here, and it's your only chance to stop my pawn. And you're not actually in time, so this should learn you about trades. My opponent made one mistake, and it was trading. And now I'm totally winning. Even up I'm down a pawn, I'm totally winning. Because this trade favors me. Because you have to make a light squared barricade to stop this pawn, because you don't control my promotion square. And if you have to make a light squared barricade, well, this bishop is in your way. And that, yeah, GG. So this is one positionally very, very wrong trade. And you should think about, how do I stop this pawn? It's with a light squared barricade if you trade this piece, and you cannot make that barricade. So you should stop it with a dark squared barricade. And if you have a dark squared barricade, then I'm screwed, because your pawns will start to march. This is a very big error from my opponent, and he paid for it. And if you like practical tips like this, subscribe. So I push, you stop me, I push, now this is defended. You cannot intercept this ever, and I can just calmly move, and this is wrong. Should have gone for this. So that what? If I do this, you can take... Oh, and maybe I pin you. No, because you can attack me, and then after take and take, I look dumb. What is the point? Check. Go here. You can keep checking me, no? Come here. What is my point? Like, let's say you waste a move. Is this my point? Oh no, I just make this... Okay. You have like a Lucina position where you are up a pawn in a rook endgame, and you have to use your king and rook to make this fortress. And here I basically utilize the same idea of making this fortress and like shielding my pawn. And if you take, I don't care, you don't have this dark square barricade. So this trade was a huge blunder, because I can make a light squared fortress, your rook will not be able to defend, and your only other option is a dark squared barricade, but you don't have dark squared pieces, so you cannot do that. So this is... yeah, this is crazy. I'm just threatening to make a barricade. So this trade is horrible. You try, I can... yeah, and now I do miss this plan, but you don't have anything. I can just push. You have to sack. Yeah, probably... yeah, I should have started with shielding from the side, so that you cannot do this, because this should have been a move, but I messed up. So let's say you do something stupid, I instantly have this. So you have to keep running, and I can keep protecting, and here there is nothing for me to fear. Like, your best move is to give this up, and I can pin this, bring my king, and there will be nothing. Like, this is your best move, I can't just pin you. You have to defend it, and I can just bring my king, and I mean, I will bring you in 6-1. Let's see, I can just take now. You cannot trade, and I mean, this is an easy win. One tiny misstep and you're just or made it or just losing your last piece, so that would be an easy pin. But I didn't see this idea of defending from this side, which is quite bad. So I tried to defend like this first, which is quite dumb. Then attack, that's a mistake. So I should have done this. Oh, and now you're actually forced to trade. I didn't see this. Check, you have to go, I can infiltrate, and now you're dead. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I didn't see this ID. Yeah, your bishop is actually quite trapped. So I do this, which isn't an accuracy. Best move, and now take, go here. I probably have to move my rook back. You have to go here trying to check me, but I can't check. You have to go and I get to the same position, just in a few extra moves. So yeah, I play pretty well. Subscribe if you don't want to miss out on these lessons, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot, like, let's get... So I should just play the e5 system, even though I don't like it all too much. Here I just make a tactical blunder, then I let him infiltrate, which was bad. I did find counterplay very, very well. Then this trade is bad because it just allows my pawn to infiltrate, so he allowed infiltration. I did everything quite accurately. I just activate my pieces and I tried to set up barricades. I did blunder again, but he didn't see it, which was quite lucky. And here I'm totally lost, but my only form of counterplay is the a-pawn, so I will just push my a-pawn. There is nothing else for me to fight for. Even though I'm totally lost, I will try to make this counterplay. And then this one bad trade's making it so that you cannot make a dark square barricade. And I'm down a pawn, but my pawn is so much stronger and you're screwed. And then this conversion, keep your rook to the side probably. And then here his bishop is trapped and I missed it. But I mean, the conversion was quite clean, and winning this is just blockading this with your king, giving a check, so the king has to go backwards, and then your king can move upwards. And here, if you move, I will take. If you move, I will take. And like, the only thing you can try to go for is like, if I'm dumb enough to like take this, and this is a draw, but I can check, move, take, and this is an easy checkmate. You have to move. I will move my rook here so I can do this, and then if you don't know this mating pattern, yeah, it's basically just making it so that your king and both of your kings are just staring at each other, but like this, and then you can give this check. So the engine wants to check, go here, and now this is like a psychology puzzle. Like, this is actually, children don't find this, which is quite insane. So you have this stages in a child's brain, and a child's brain, if it's too young and undeveloped, it is incapable of understanding that the opponent has to play. So most children would play this, which is a massive blunder because the king can escape again. Other children will just try to give a check because it's just fun to give a check, which it's also not the solution. And the solution is to actually move your rook, and the king is incapable of any move except for moving into this position, and then you have check. But the child first has to learn this checkmating pattern. Second of all, he has to understand that your opponent is forced to make a move and you can use that to his disadvantage. So that's like a nice trick. So you also have like the line where, what was it? I think with like something like rook here and here. No, it wasn't this. Check here. Oh yeah, it's this. So if this, you can do the same thing and blockade the king. And then the only move is to step in, and that's actually, if you want to see in what stage a child is, this is a very easy way to do it. That's just a little random bonus trick that I learned in my teacher course. So if you learned something, consider liking, subscribe for sure, and I will see you in the next one.